Hello, everyone. Welcome to 88.9 Boston Sports. I'm Emil Broder, and I'm alongside Nick Ahmad and Jack Gio. And today we will be talking to you about the Celtics offseason, including KD trade rumors, the signings of the trading of Malcolm Broggin for Malcolm Broggin, and the signing of Danilo Gallinari, and making some cuts and releasing some players from the current Celtics roster. So the most important thing that we're gonna have to talk about right now is the possible KD trade rumors. Um, we've heard everything from offering multiple first round picks to Jaylen Brown, one of the core members of the Celtics young group, Marcus Smart, one of the veteran defensive leaders, and the newly acquired last season Derek White. What do you guys feel about this?
I don't think they should trade for Kevin Durant. First of all, he's gonna be 34, and he's not on the timeline of Tatum, Robert Williams, Jaylen Brown if he stays, and the rest of the Celtic core. And he's also very injury prone.
So I agree with Nick about Kevin Durant because he's coming to an old age where Jaylen Brown is still pretty young and he has years to grow. And this past year their starting five really came together and they've been playing very well together lately. So I don't really think it's worth it to mess it up and add Kevin Durant for what could be a short period of time.
Well, I get the other side because Kevin Durant has proven himself as one of the greatest players of all time to play basketball. And this team was just in the finals, and he would be a great leader to get the team over the hump. We saw with Jaylen Brown, he turned the ball over too much. He got a little too aggressive in the finals, especially later against the Warriors. So really feel like he's like the best player on earth or one of the best players on earth right now. And I just don't think you can say no to that if it's only for Jaylen Brown and a couple picks.
Well, if those picks are first round, I really don't think it's worth it because what if he gets injured and he's also coming to such an old age that he didn't play very well in the series that we had against the Nets.
Yeah, but I think with him, it's like win now and let Tatum develop now. So if we trade for him, we have a huge opportunity. I say if we um, trade for him, we're locked in favorites to win the finals, 100%. And we're also letting Tatum develop. So when Durant retires, um, Tatum will be ready to take over that team as a superstar.
Kevin Durant's also making like $50 million compared to Jaylen Brown making half that. So
Okay.
you'd have to go deep in the luxury tax, and I'm not sure how far ownership would really want to go in there. As well as Jaylen Brown was just your best player in the finals. Like, why would you trade that away?
Yeah, I agree with Emil when he says that if we had Kevin Durant, we'd probably be locked in for finals win. But that would only be one finals. If we had Jaylen Brown and the starting five developed, we could have multiple.
All right, we got a caller on this topic, but about what you guys were saying, like what you were saying about we'll come back to the caller. What you were saying about um Jaylen Brown being the best in the finals, I only think that's because of Jason Tatum's immaturity. Like if Jason Tatum was more mature, he would know how to take over a series, 7 games like that. We got a caller in. Okay. So caller got disconnected. We're gonna move on to our next topic, which is the trading for Malcolm Brogdon, who was really a player who would really help this team. He doesn't turn the ball over as much. He was a great shooter when he was with the Bucks. He's a little bit injury prone, and we got in Danilo Gallinari, a stretch four who's dead eye from three. So what do you guys feel about the trading for Malcolm Brogdon?
Okay. So we have a caller right now that might want to discuss this. Okay, so we're going to answer the caller. Go ahead.
Hey, guys, I just want to say I think you guys are completely insane. I don't know why you trade Marcus Smart or Jaylen Brown for Kevin Durant at this point.
I agree with
Kevin Durant, here's the thing with him. He's getting old. Jaylen Brown is still developing and might get better. So I don't know why you take him away from this Celtics defense and offense that almost won a title this year.
Yeah, but Kevin Durant is one of the greatest players on the planet, and he would really, if you want the Celtics fans to like feel, if you want the team to feel what it feels like to like win a championship, we would want to trade for him now. And Smart,
I don't know. Why would you give Jaylen Brown? Give someone like Derek White or like Smart.
But that's
Like,
so the Nets would not accept that trade because they wanted like a key player that can fit into the roster immediately, and Derek White wouldn't really work for that spot because he's not as key of a player as Jaylen Brown.
well, how would Jaylen Brown work? He's nowhere close to Kevin Durant.
Yes, but he's
How would he
closer
work in
than
his
Derek
offense?
White is.
He's a young all-star. I mean, that's what they want for Kevin Durant.
yeah, and also Jaylen Brown, he's been on this team for a while now. It's like his 4th or 5th year, and there were trade rumors early in the season. I'm sure those have died down by now, saying like people saying they should split Brown and Tatum up, but I feel like if we get Kevin Durant now, and we give, he's got like 3-4 years left in him, maybe more. We give Tatum more time to develop, and Tatum could be the superstar, like the Giannis superstar, and
Okay.
he wouldn't need anyone else on that team.
Yeah, I'm a trust what you guys are saying. I still disagree, but okay.
All right, what do you guys feel about the Brogdon and Danilo Gallinari acquisition?
I think they were good. I mean, Brogdon's a really good player. He can shoot well. He can pass well. He can score pretty well. He does not turn the ball over very much. He's a good defender. The only thing with him is that he's injury prone. But I feel like for like what you gave up for him with only it being Tyson Smith and 1 first-round pick, I think it was worth it completely.
Yes, totally, I agree because Brogdon is a way better player than Tice will ever be. I don't know about Neesmith yet because he's still young, but right now it's a good addition to this team.
Yeah, and I really like the Danilo Gallinari, accusation. He's a stretch 4. He can shoot from wherever. And I just remember this one game. He's on the 76ers, and he like buried a 3 to push the game to overtime against the Celtics. And I just was thinking like the Celtics need a guy like that. He's a veteran. He knows what he's doing. He's been in this situation before, and he's really just an all-around great player.
I think Gallinari is a good player, but I think he's a bit of a weird fit with the Celtics constantly trying to have a really good defender at every single position on the floor. And with him not being like the greatest defender, well, he isn't terrible. It just seems like a kind of a weird fit.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Let's talk about releasing some of the players, specifically Grant Williams. Grant, he had these 2 flashes of fitting in with the team in the first 2 playoff series, but in the last 2 against the Heat and the Warriors, it was like he disappeared. I think that can be solved with maturity, but he hasn't shown enough.
Yeah, I totally agree. Grant Williams, we have Robert Williams in his place. Grant Williams didn't really do much for us in the playoffs. He had a few good games, but he's completely inconsistent. I don't really think we need him with the new additions and possibly KD.
I think you should keep him. I mean, why not? He's on a cheap contract. He just shot 40% from 3 and can defend at a really high level. Has potential to be one of the best 3-and-D players in the NBA.
All right, so we got to wrap this up, but we'll see you tomorrow at 88.9 Boston Sports. Thank you.